Welcome back. Welcome back to the Unstruggle Mindset podcast. I am your host, Ryan Glenn. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. If you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor and give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and click that bell so you never miss another upload when we upload a video. If you're listening to this on the audio version of the podcast, I appreciate you all so much. Do me a favor on your favorite podcast provider that you're listening on. If you wouldn't mind, subscribe to the show and leave us a review. Let people know what you think of the show. I really appreciate any support I can get. And this show grows by you all sharing it on your social media with your friends and family. And the more reviews we get, the more that the podcast providers will show this show to people that need to hear the message. Also, there is a link, if you can, to financially support the show. This helps with the broadcasting and things like that, and the financial burden of doing a podcast. I appreciate any support, once again, I could get. Thank you all so much for tuning into the show. So on this episode of the show, we're going to do a little continuance from Tuesday's episode, where we talked about overfilling our plates and just why busy doesn't automatically mean that we're being effective. And we're going to talk today about an action plan. We're going to learn how to implement and create an action plan. So what is an action plan per se? So an action plan, what we're going to do is we're going to sit down, we're going to ask ourselves, what do I want to accomplish? How do I want to accomplish this? And what is the outcome of accomplishing these goals? So an action plan is basically just you versus you sitting down, talking to yourself about the steps that you're going to take to accomplish your goals. So with an action plan, when you're developing, it's basically a big, long brainstorming session. Okay. So you're going to sit down. Once again, I'm going to use the scenario. You want to start a business. So if you want to start a business, you're going to sit down with a pen and paper or on your computer or however you like to do it, and just take a bunch of notes. Just write down everything that comes to your mind, because you can go back through it later and you can fish out the things that really stick out and the things that are just garbage and need to get thrown away. So take, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes at the most, and just jot down everything that comes to your mind about the goal that you want to achieve, how you're going to achieve it, what you want to achieve, who's going to be affected by this goal once you do achieve it, and your ultimate why is why you want to do something. So why do we need an action plan? Well, it's better, say you want to run a marathon, a 5K, let's just say a 5K. You want to run a 5K marathon. Now, you can run a 5K marathon. You could just show up and hope for the best. And more than likely, you're not going to accomplish your goal of running a 5K marathon. I know if I tried to do that right now, I'd probably die. But so instead of just showing up and just putting your all in, which is a great thing, but inadvertently, it's going to lead more than likely to your failure. So why do I need an action plan? I need to sit down and figure out how I'm going to accomplish this goal. So I want to run a 5K marathon. What do I need to do? Well, I need to start running. I need to watch what I eat. I need to take some kind of multivitamin. I need to make sure that I can energize my body and I know the proper nutrition that it takes in order to run and complete a 5K marathon. So you sit down and you create an action plan. So I'm going to run every single day. I'm going to start with 1 mile, and then I'm going to work my way up. Each week, I'm going to add a half a mile, quarter mile, whatever. So you're going to build up to that 5K, which I believe 5K is 3 miles. So you're going to build up to that ultimate goal, but you're going to do so through an action plan. So I'm going to watch what I eat. I'm going to eat moderate, intake of carbs and things like that, or however you want to do it. Just make sure I have the proper diet and the proper nutrition in order to fuel my body to run that long. So we're brainstorming. We know what we want to do, and we are establishing how we're going to do it. So this is why we need an action plan, because we want to make sure that we go into these projects, we go into these goals, not only giving our all, but with a plan in place in order to establish step by step how we're going to accomplish this. So what is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal is I want to start a business. I want to run a 5K marathon. I want to have better communication with my partner. Anything that you could possibly have as a goal. So, what is the ultimate goal? So, what can I do right now, right this second, as you're watching this video? What can you do to make it easier for you to accomplish this goal? So, what do I need to change to accomplish this goal? So, for example, starting a business. So let's go back to that example here. So we're going to start a business. We want to put ourselves out there. This is the service I provide. These are the goods I provide. We can't start a business, but then spend 8 to 12 hours a day sitting around watching TV. We have to establish establish goals every single day and establish intention for our time every single day to lead up to that goal, to where we know that, hey, we're on track. If I spent 8 hours yesterday watching TV, I know that I've fallen farther away from my goal because I didn't do anything that's going to lead to success in accomplishing that goal. So you have to ask yourself, what is my goal? What can I do right now? What do I need to start doing right this second in order to start working toward that goal? And what do I need to change right this second in order to achieve that goal? What steps do I need to take to ensure progress and success? So I want to start a business. So I'm going to start with my business plan, my action plan, and I'm gonna start brainstorming, and I'm gonna get those ideas down, and then I'm gonna fish out what sticks out the most, that's gonna cause the most success, and what's gonna positively affect my goal. And then I'm gonna fish out the garbage and throw that away, or maybe put that to the end of the list that I'm gonna do to accomplish that goal. So we're going to implement our action plan. So we've already done the brainstorming. We've got all the steps in place. So then we're going to start implementing. So let's say Sunday you sat down, you made your action plan. So Monday, I'm going to spend my time building my website. Tuesday, I'm going to spend the time on social media. Wednesday, I'm going to get out there, talk to people, spread the word about this business, and things like that. You break it down day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. And I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but this is what needs to be done. You have to learn time blocking. Time blocking is a very important thing when you're trying to accomplish any goal, because you have to have that time set aside to do whatever you need to do to accomplish that goal. So we're implementing. And one of the things is, don't just take action. Don't just jump in. And like I said, when you show up, just show up to the 5K and expect to run it. Don't just take action and jump into it. Take these steps and do what you need to do, and take it step by step. Put your full effort into each step. So then you can say, okay, so I've already done this. I could check that off. So now it's time to start working on this. Whereas you can say, yeah, I'm going to start a business, and jump in head first and then end up in the middle of burnout city. Because it's not a fun place to be. I can guarantee you. I've been there plenty of times myself. It's one of those things I had to work through myself. But yeah, pay attention to the steps and how they work. And let's see here. So pay attention to the steps, how they work, and what doesn't work, because that's one of the things you're going to learn along the way as well. Is as you're going through these things, you're going to say, okay, well, I feel like Monday was more effective than Tuesday. What did I do Monday that I did not do Tuesday, and vice versa? So then you could say, okay, Tuesday I did this and it didn't work as well as what I did Monday. So I'm going to eliminate that, and I'm just going to duplicate what I did Monday on Tuesday. So then what we're doing is we've created our action plan, we've implemented our action plan. So now we're kind of tinkering with it and we're adjusting. So then we're multiplying the success that comes from our action plan. And the process of elimination is definitely needed in this process, because there's something, like I said, you're going to find there's some things that you do that, create tenfold success, and there's some things you do that just barely move the notch a little bit. So with things like that, building the action plan, implementing the action plan, and in the process of elimination, because it's all trial and error. There's no one set way where you can say, okay, if I do this, I know I'm going to be successful. It doesn't work like that, because everything works different for other people, and what works for some doesn't work for everybody. So it's one of those things, process of elimination, what works best for you, what works best towards your goals, and what works best towards your success. So just to kind of recap everything, I know I've said it a couple times, but we're going to brainstorm. We're going to sit and think for 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to jot down everything that comes to mind, because we can always fish out later what's not going to work. So we're going to brainstorm, and then we're going to build that action plan. So when we build our action plan, then we're going to implement our action plan. But then we have to think about, how are we going to do it? When are we going to do this? When are we going to do that? And then you're going to start putting the pieces together where they need to go, because everything's just one giant puzzle, basically. So implement the action plan, and then just go from there. It's like I said, process of elimination. It's all trial and error. Eventually you will find what works for you, and if you continue these steps, you will be successful. Whatever your definition of success is, you just have to focus on it. And like I said, you can't achieve goals doing things that don't meet those goals. So that's all I've got for you today. I know it was a little bit fumbled, and I apologize, but I hope the message was clear enough. If you like this video on YouTube, again, please give us a thumbs up, and click the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how this fits with you and what you think about it. And if you're listening on the audio version of the podcast, again, please subscribe to the show. Please review the show, and like this episode, share it with your friends and family. And I appreciate you all for tuning into the Unstruggled Mindset podcast. Thank you guys so much. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And let's just continue to grow together, guys. Have a good day.